when the dispatcher says they want you to go, when the shipper says they want you there, that's when you have to be there. Now, if they say, be here at 6 o'clock in the morning, pick up this load, and that load is not ready until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you just sat from 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon without pay. And they don't care. But with the way the logbooks are, you have to start your day, and you have 14 hours to go. So what they expect you to do, kind of under, don't tell nobody, just kind of do this, is they expect you to rip a page out of your logbook, start your day at 2 in the afternoon instead of 6 in the afternoon, and then go ahead and drive. But, that's the way things are nowadays. It's hard to do that because if you turn your cell phone on, then you're being logged by that cell tower. And drivers are getting in trouble for, falsifying their logs, and they're going to court and going to jail if they get in a wreck. But the shipper and the dispatcher and the receiver that will put another driver in there, if you won't do it, they will find somebody who will. And that's the problem. That's what I'm saying when I talk about you have to protect us from those that will do us harm, the safe and legal truck drivers, because it's so easy for them to find somebody who will do what it takes. And the guy who's trying to do it right, well, he's just sitting at the house because nobody will use him. He won't get the job done. I mean, I was just reading a case out in Texas here a couple months back where the driver absolutely refused to haul a load on a flatbed that wasn't safe. He couldn't get strapped down properly. And he told him, I'm not going to pull it. Well, they gave him a choice, pull it or go home. He went home. He was fired. Well, the guy that they pulled in to pull the load, he grabbed hold of that truck, and he went on out the gate, and the first thing that happened is a load fell off the back of that flatbed and through the cab of another 18-wheeler. So the driver that was fired took him to court. I told him that load wasn't safe. It wasn't legal. They had just wrote him up the day before. They wouldn't fix the truck. The Texas DOT had wrote him up. And he took him to court. He had all this paperwork and what happened and everything. And the Texas Supreme Court told the driver, sorry, driver, your boss man told you to do something. You did not do it. They have every right in the world to fire you. So I'm going to have to scratch my head here. You don't want killer truck drivers out on the highway, but when they stand up to the boss man who doesn't drive a truck, the executive that everybody is, clapping their hands because he's building a big company and he's a big pillar of industry and he's well known around the town and all this other stuff. Well, he's the one that's firing the truck drivers that won't do the illegal stuff, and the court is backing them. If you want safe and legal truck drivers out on the highway, that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to start backing us. Somebody's going to have to start standing up and saying, you know what? That driver did what was right. He needs to have his job protected. The people who have the most amount of power over when that truck moves and how that truck moves need to be brought into the stream of what happens legally when things go wrong. You can't just pin it on a truck driver who has no choice. And that's basically what it boils down to. I can feed my family or I can run that truck. Sometimes I can't do both of them. I have to choose. And I'm telling you, it gets mighty hungry when you go home and you're looking at your wife and there sits your son and they're hungry. And you have to say, well, I'm sorry, but, I was out of hours. The tires on the truck were bald. They wouldn't fix them. And instead of leaving in an unsafe and an illegal way with that truck, I said no. But now we have to sit here, and we have to figure out how to pay the rent, and we have to figure out how to feed our son and buy him shoes, clothes. And it's hard.